everyone, thank you for tuning in to AGrader's Here's What to Expect. Today we have with us a math curriculum writer, Ms. Jennifer, who will share with us what a primary 2 child is learning for math in February. So Jennifer, what would they be exposed to in February?
February is actually the extension of what they have learned in January, which is the problem sums for addition and subtraction. The other topic that will be taught will be length.
Okay, so what is the main difference between P1 and P2 problem sums then?
So for P1 problem sums are actually quite straightforward. For P2, there's actually mainly 2 types of problem sum, the part whole and then the comparison models, which I'll be showing some examples later. So also in problem sums for P2, some schools will not provide the boxes for students to guide them to write the number statement. So for P2, they have to write it on their own, and then they also have to write down the final units for it, otherwise marks will be lost.
Okay, so we have 2 examples of problem sums which uses part whole and comparison models to solve. You may download the worksheet using the link below and get your child to try it out. Okay, so moving on, what about the other topic, length, that you have mentioned?
For length, it is actually first introduced in P1, so it's not exactly new to them. However, in P2, they are exposed and taught the length in units, which is the cm and the meters. They are also required to measure and draw a length or a line of a given length, so the degree of accuracy is tested over here. On top of that, they are also taught to compare and order length, like which item is the longest, or arrange the following rulers according to their length. And of course, not forgetting word problems on length. So what is important for word problem is writing down the number statement and also the final units at the end of it.
Okay, so what can parents do to prepare their child for this then?
Because the number sentences for P2 are now slightly more than what they have done in P1, so it is good for parents to start encouraging them to be neat in their presentation, because it is a good habit to cultivate. Because as they move on to upper primary, they have more and more number sentences to write. So if they're working and number sentences are all over the place, it's very prone to making careless mistakes. Yeah. So also, it is the start of the model drawing, so it is good to encourage them. They might find like, I know the answer, I don't want to draw, but because you have to start from the basics, so that as you proceed on to upper primary, it is a transition for them. It's easier for them to understand the knowledge.
Okay, so you mentioned previously that you have a website to introduce that has a fair bit of games for the children to play with.
Yes, because this website actually, because they are still quite young, it will be good for them to have more interactive games to understand the concept, so that they will have fun learning it. It's easier to retain the knowledge as well.
Yes, definitely. What are some of the common mistakes that you have identified?
For word problem, I think the main thing is still writing of units, because units are relatively new to them. Then writing down of the number statement as well. As for length, it is important to remind them to measure using the ruler, starting from the 0 cm mark, because most of them tend to start from the 1 cm mark. Yes, or the start of the ruler, which actually doesn't start from there. Yeah, and then of course to remind and emphasize to them that accuracy is very important when you measure and draw, because at their age, probably they are still at the playful age where they don't really take accuracy into consideration.
Okay, thank you very much.
To watch more of such videos and information to help your child improve and learn ahead of others in school,
visit our website www.agrader.sg, click on this button, fill in your email address and receive all these useful videos straight in your inbox for free.
as well as the latest in promotions, so that you don't lose out on great deals with AGrader Learning Center.